welcome back again, another CANSAT video. This is quite fun actually. I think I just want to go into more depth about our goals for CANSAT, mostly our secondary objective. And we're looking at photosynthesis here. So chlorophyll is a green pigment, captures sunlight stored in the organelle that is called the chloroplast. And the bond enthalpy of making glucose and oxygen is greater than water and carbon dioxide, so photosynthesis is endothermic, and it stores light energy as chemical potential energy in glucose and oxygen. Don't ask me why there are so many sciencey terms, but oh well. When plants respire, they release this chemical potential energy as thermal energy. As respiration is an exothermic reaction, it just releases heat. And of course, remember, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This is just the general science behind photosynthesis, and the main thing that we're looking at, really, in this. Biomass. This is mass, non-water mass contained by a living organism. So the glucose produced in photosynthesis can be respired to release energy using the mitochondria. However, it can also be turned into other biological molecules like cellulose, starch, proteins, lipids, fructose, sucrose, and glucose isn't produced in the absence of sunlight, and so needs to be stored to allow the plant to constantly release energy. And of course, because they can't produce it without sunlight, they need sunlight to grow. Plant life is very important to humans, and as glucose can be stored efficiently in starch, and storing it in starch makes it insoluble, which stops it from affecting the rate of water passing through the body. And photosynthesis is crucial for life, and how the glucose produced from it is the main source of biomass in most food chains, so it's how you get all your energy, how you, well, grow basically. And everything, like your entire survival, is dependent on some form of nutrients that tends to come in some way from plant life and photosynthesis. Essential for the survival and reproduction of organisms, as plants use it to produce things like starch, which we consume in bread, as well as proteins, lipids, and amino acids are the most important because we need 9 of the 20 essential amino acids from food, as we can't make them ourselves. That's just a brief breakdown of why photosynthesis and plant life is so important. And back to our goals. I mean, our goals are to measure this to see if plant life can grow. And of course, if plant life can then grow, then we have potentially a probe that would be able to find planets where it could be potentially possible to live, grow agriculture, and maybe start civilization there. Of course, cool idea, difficult in practice, but I think as a starting probe to look through Goldilocks exoplanets and maybe the for an eventual space age to look at things like that is rather interesting. The main thing, of course, here is biomass and glucose. We need energy as well as the ability to, well, grow, I guess, and most of our mass comes from, like, these processes, basically. Like, the biomass that we consume, the glucose that we consume. And so, if we have this, and we have all the conditions for this to happen, then humans are much more likely to survive. So, yeah, that's just a small breakdown. A bit waffly towards the end, I apologise, but yeah, that's a basic breakdown from biology perspective on how this all works. Thank you for watching, I guess. Subscribe if you want to see some more stuff on CANSAT, and go check out the CANSAT competition if you aren't already doing so. See ya!